What's up, guys? Welcome back to Drums and Drams. Today, or I guess I should say tonight, we've got another episode of Whiskey Wear. This time I'm in Rochester, New York, in front of the Eastman School of Music. This is where I went to grad school 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that at this point. Basically, I have spent my entire week in Buffalo playing with their orchestra, and now I'm in Rochester visiting an old friend this evening. We got some dinner, it was awesome, and I decided to jump back over here, visit the old stomping grounds at Eastman, and shoot an episode of Whiskey Wear. So I've got a street light with just enough light to make this happen. Beautiful building there. I'll throw some B-roll in. I can actually see my old apartment building from here, so I'll throw that in after the fact. But let's get down to business. We have a blind pour to do today, and in order to be a little more inconspicuous, we're not going to use a Glencairn. We're going to go straight out of the sample glass, and I will reveal the answer that Sarah put in this envelope at the end of the video. I'll nose it, taste it, give it a loose rating, you know, do all the good Whiskey Wear things. If it's a little noisy, I do apologize. It's Rochester. It's going to be a little noisy. I think a concert may have just let out at the concert hall. But let's get into this here. I can't really look at the color, which, you know, that's kind of cool. Maybe it's a little extra blind challenge here. Okay, first thing I'm getting on the nose is a pretty big nutty aroma, peanuts. Yeah, I would say this to me is super baking spice forward. Peanut, nutmeg, you know, sweet cinnamon, these kinds of notes, really that pie crust type vibe. Not super fruity on the nose. And maybe some chocolate in here as well. So this is very sweet, very kind of pastry or, you know, dessert-like, possibly a Jim Beam or a Heaven Hill product, we'll find out. But let's go in on the palate now, cheers. Yeah, the whiskey's actually a little bit warm right now, probably because it was in my jacket pocket. So it's coming off a little extra proofy. I'm getting kind of a grassy note on the back end of this. So this is a decent whiskey. It's pretty classic Kentucky bourbon, you know, style. I don't think this is a rye. I don't think it's a single malt necessarily, but it's not totally up my alley. Because it feels a little hot, I'm gonna do my best to guess the proof, but I'll take a few proof points off of it just to kind of hedge my bets on that one. Let's do one last sip of this. Just drip some down my face. Real sophisticated here. Yeah, this is starting to come into focus a little bit more. I would say kind of a buttery note on here, which I actually just recently got on a Larceny barrel proof. With that said, maybe that could be a guess on this one. Let's just roll with it because it does maybe have a little bit of a weeded quality to it. So I'm gonna venture a guess here. Let's say Larceny barrel proof. This is not my favorite profile. I would give this thing a 77 out of 100 loose rating. Larceny barrel proof, I'm gonna go 122 proof. So let's check it out and let's do the final reveal here. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got, guys. Oh, this makes so much sense. This makes so much sense. So I'm not sure if you can see this. This is a Nulu honey finished single barrel. It's the Rural Inn Pick, which is the strangest honey finished bourbon I've ever had, actually. It's the best, even though it's only 4 years and 1 month old. 56.6% or 113.2 proof. So I was a little high on the proof, and that makes sense. This has a distinct note, which is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, not in the Amburana way, in a little bit of a different, more honey forward way, but like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch or cinnamon roll note from that honey finish. Really young MGP. So yeah, totally did not nail this one. I think 77 out of 100 is actually a pretty fair score for this. It's a nostalgic bottle for me. I really like it because it's a honey finish. I bought this bottle at the Rural Inn. I talked to the owner there. It was a really cool, you know, interaction, conversation. One of my first experiences bourbon hunting, but it's certainly not the best whiskey out there. Although it's a cool one to taste, a cool one to deal with water, sample it out to people, etc., etc. That's it. That is whiskey in front of the Eastman School of Music. And actually, it's kind of a double dose of nostalgia. Not to keep this video going too long, but yeah, this bottle being kind of my first bourbon hunting bottle that I got, first store pick that I picked up in a store in Indiana. Nostalgia here, being back in grad school for a brief moment in time, I guess. That's it. That's review 77 out of 100. I'll see you guys on the next one.